Hello there, good to see you again. Hope this has been a good day thus far. So we're now up to Thursday and just about to start Advent. And uh, let's just say I'm reacting. This thought for the day is just a kind of reaction. Um, on Tuesday, Nicola Sturgeon, along with the rest of the leaders of the four countries, I thought it was two countries and one principality, but let's not get into that because that's probably extra confusion, and there's enough of that already. Um, they had all decided what they were going to do, and what was clear was that everybody focused on what you were allowed to do. And so I'll probably indicate that I don't know all the rules, but from what I can understand, for the 23rd to the 27th, three families can get together in a bubble. I thought Nicola Sturgeon had already invented the word bauble for this special Christmas get together. The point is that doesn't seem to be getting reused. Um, and so there's that kind of time gap, that time slot, those kind of before and after Christmas. And there's obviously an increased number of families, and it can be extended families as well, which is obviously really good. And so you then have everybody making plans. Uh, my son Ross in Manchester is making plans, and we made plans directly as a consequence of the statements of Boris Johnson. He's in Manchester, and Nicola Sturgeon. The thing is, now, as of Thursday, it's not just Tuesday's statements from Nicola that you got to deal with, because yesterday, on Wednesday, she's said that what was said on Tuesday was the default advice, and the safest position was still that people should not avoid people should avoid contact. In other words, she was very forcefully saying, with her own example, she is not going to see her parents at Christmas. As she says, for the sake of one day, I'm not going to risk it because the safety of her parents is more important. So then that kind of pushes the pressure, obviously, in quite a different way. Um, she's not going to see her own parents. That's quite a long way away from three households in the one Christmas dinner, um, all coming together for that one day. Um, and it's not as if the advice is contradictory or indeed unclear. But it's clear enough. It's just you do begin to get to the point where you realise people are quite legitimately making different decisions, reaching different conclusions. She said, we agonise over all these decisions and we're trying to come to the outcome that balances best all these competing factors and desires that people have. On this occasion, we're trying to reflect the reality that for some people, sticking rigidly to the current rules over Christmas is something people might not be prepared to do. And so to those people who are just going to break the rules anyway, they're saying this is what you can do. That decision does not mean we are positively encouraging people to get together. I want to stress that just because we're allowing people to create a bubble doesn't mean that you have to do it. Jackie's mum and dad are not going to see anybody over Christmas because they don't want to. My mother, on the other hand, well, what she's saying is if we can quarantine. So in other words, Rebecca and Ross are coming back kind of like December 10th, well, Rebecca earlier, but they'll then be kind of quarantining so that, they'll get a test hopefully and they'll be okay in terms of meeting my mother. I guess the point of all of this is I've seen people disagree about what you're supposed to do with the rules. Some people say, if that's the rules, then I'm going to abide by the rules. If we can have 3 extended families for Christmas dinner on one day, then that's what we're going to do. And other people are basically just saying it's not worth it. I've said it already myself. A few years ago, we all got the flu and got it so badly, we decided we would definitely be killing my mother. If she came and visited or we went to see her, we would have given it to her and that would have killed her. It was a horrific flu. The point is, can you say definitively that there is a right answer in this situation? Because you recognize that for some people, the loneliness that they have gone through in 2020 has been so extreme that there is the sense we have to have some kind of treat. We have to have something to look forward to, because it's not as if this is all going to stop come Boxing Day. This virus is still out there. We're here until, well, Easter seems to be what they're talking about now. I guess what I'm saying is, my thought for the day, my pearl of wisdom is simply this. Given the advice that's presently being given out by Nicola Sturgeon, and indeed by Boris Johnson as well, it is quite legitimate for different people to reach different conclusions as to what they're going to do. So whether it's Christmas dinner and who it's with, or whether it's how to open up a church and when, or whether it's what are the rules with regard to going back to work, or, again, I didn't read it. My son Joshua said to me, just saw a study reported that all the main source of viral transfer now is in supermarkets. I hadn't seen that. The thing is, most people take the view, if I wear a mask and do my best at social distancing, recognising doesn't always happen, supermarkets are okay. So all of that preamble, 8 minutes worth of preamble, is simply to say this. I think there's going to be quite a fair amount of difference between family members when it comes to Christmas Day as to what is or what is not appropriate. And I think you have to say that's okay. People are allowed to have different opinions. And if this COVID virus has shown anything, it's shown us the fact that things change, as in the things that absolutely must happen tend to be emphasized in different ways at different times. They do more studies, they do more science, they find out more stuff. I think the government is simply saying we cannot take the majority of the population with us if we simply say, whatever tier you're in, those are the rules for Christmas Day. It's just not going to work. As in, there'll be too many people who just ignore it, and as such, just ignore whatever the rules are. Whereas there's other people who basically my mother is very much, she's got everything in for Christmas dinner on her own. Rules are rules, and that's it. She grew up during the rationing, the lights are out, you do the blackout, the bombs won't drop in your house. Rules are rules. So what do you say in that situation? What What pithy wee Bible verse are you going to give us, Ian, into this morass, into this difficult situation? One of the most practically based books in the whole of the New Testament, James chapter 4. This is verse 11. Do not speak evil against one another, brothers, and any sisters involved as well. The one who speaks evil speaks against a brother or a sister, or judges his brother or sister, speaks evil against the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. I'm saying, reach your conclusions about what you want to do over Christmas. Do with the rules and the recommendations that you think make sense to you. And secondly, respect the fact that whether it's opening your Christmas dinner day, opening the church, opening the workplace, whatever it is, people disagree. And they're allowed to. And it doesn't make them bad people. It just means they have an opinion that's different from yours. And how you react to their opinion differing from yours says a lot more about you than it says about anybody's adherence or lack thereof to the suggestions and recommendations and rules that are being put forward for this COVID-19 Christmas. People are allowed to have different points of view. People are allowed to celebrate Christmas in different ways. Let them. Bless them. Because whether they do it as you would wish or as they would wish, we're celebrating the fact that God's plan to bring this world back into relationship with Him came into being with the birth of a baby. Go with God, because I know God goes with you.